anything that white people do the next 2 years, we need to call it racism no matter what. They do something nice, we need to call it racist. Call them slave masters. Okay. When white people talk about wokeness and about how this country has, strayed away from its original intent, and we've become extreme with lawsuits and prejudices and all of that. This is the kind of stuff they're talking about. Now here Trump is. No, I don't know if you can hear it or not. Let's see here.
Requested to purchase the hair of a black girl. Here it is.
I love that girl. I love that hair. I want her hair. You're a pirate. Can I buy your hair? I'll pay you millions. What were you going to tell the president? I vote for you.
Wow. Put up the picture full mass. Nothing says I wish I was a slave owner like I wish I could purchase your hair.
No, stop right there. And then he goes on this tangent for, let me see, where this, how long? He goes on this tangent for 3 minutes about how disrespectful and how it's like a slave owner mentality because Trump said, boy, you have nice hair. Can I buy your hair? I will give you millions of dollars for your hair. Now, I want to say something here. I don't know where her parents are. Apparently, they're working on the compound or what. I don't know if they're a maid or part of security, and Trump lets their child be around so they can say, hey, I met the president of the United States or something, right? But if this is an act of kindness, this is the only way the man knows how to reach out to people, why in the fuck would you turn it on its head, act like it's racist or talking about stuff? That's what makes white people bitter. It makes them not want to help us. This is the problem. And I can't stand this motherfucker. And I'm subscribed to this guy's channel. It was Indisputed with Dr. Rashad Richie. Dr. Rashad, I don't know how the fuck you became a doctor, but let's keep it 100 here. We need people like you to shine the light on police abuse and stuff like that. But man, this right here, this is what's wrong with us. This is why people don't give the NAACP enough credit as they deserve and enough respect. This is why Black Lives Matter is looked at as a weapon. It's looked at as being a weapon because of situations just like this. No, what you should have said, doctor, is that, the parents should immediately take Trump up on his offer, make arrangements to sell her hair to him for millions of dollars that pays for her future education, her college degree, and stuff like that. Her parents should immediately sell her hair for millions of dollars, as Trump suggested, on national television, and put that money in a trust fund for the girl's education when she becomes old enough to receive it. Matter of fact, use some of the millions of dollars to pay for her private education all the way up through high school. And then when she finishes high school, the rest of it for her her college education or whatever trade she wants to go into. That's what they should have done. I don't like people like this, man. I mean, because if you're white, you're thinking, you just can't win. You're trying to be nice to these coons, and they just act like monkeys no matter what you do. That was my opportunity to show them, hey, and it's light humor, and he's really saying this is his act of charity for the day or for the week or for the month or for the year. He's given an act of charity to give a total stranger's child millions of dollars. Just think about that. And you're sitting here calling him a racist and a slave owner. We got to stop this, y'all. Because if this is a preview of the next 4 years, we're in trouble because it's going to make white people so bitter and angry, they might not do shit for us, but build prisons. For real, for real. We keep this up, you know what they're going to do? They're just going to build more jails, Remember, I was talking to somebody today about Sarah Huckabee is she was the press secretary for Donald Trump during his first 4 years, right? And Sarah Huckabee, after Trump got out of office, she ran for governor in the state of Arkansas. Now, there's no way a woman with no freaking political experience should have ever been allowed to run for governor, but let's just forget that for a minute. The bottom line is she was rewarded for being a press secretary for Donald Trump and keeping the many secrets that he probably has that she's privy to. And so the reward for that is Donald Trump supported and promoted her supported her run for governorship of the state of Arkansas, and she won. So you have to say, you know what? She benefited from working in the Trump administration. You have to give her credit for that. But this is my problem. There's a little town called West Helena, Arkansas. It's out in the middle of nowhere in Arkansas. It's almost all black. Literally, it's almost all black. And here a couple years ago, their water system just died. It's like poisonous water now. It's corrupt. So that small town only needed $10 million for a brand new water system for the city of West Helena. Now, the state of Arkansas, now that Sarah Huckabee is the governor of Arkansas, is sitting on a $2 billion surplus. In other words, they got an extra $2 billion. The state of Arkansas is not in debt. They have $2 billion of excess money laying around. And West Helena asked the governor, will you please grant us $10 million to have a new water system for our residents in West Helena, Arkansas? And Sarah Huckabee said, no. That $2 billion surplus money is to build more detention centers and prisons in the state of Arkansas. She lent them $100,000 as a loan. I couldn't think of anything more insulting than that. In other words, she's a racist. But my bottom line is, if they want to do things for us, we can't turn around when they're nice to us and accuse them of being a slave owner and a slave trader. Because let me tell you, these people are playing the long game right now. Just start YouTubing some of these videos. People that are locked up in prisons right now and these jails, they're given shorter sentences to stay in the prison and the jail during the night, and during the day they're working them at McDonald's and all this type of. Look it up. These videos have been dropping. So it's slavery by another name. They're working them 7 days a week with no off days, and they're taking virtually all of their money that they are getting towards fines that they were charged by the court case and restitution charges and shit like that, and getting a little bit of time shaved off their sentences for going through this process. Basically, it's slavery by another name. Now, the reason I bring this up is because this is in place right now in this country. Now, let's say we start having shortages in agriculture workers. Trump's getting ready to kick out people in agriculture. You don't have to be that smart to figure out what's coming next. Some of these programs are going to be including working in the field. You're going to shave time off your sentencing, paying your restitution, or you sleep in the jail at night, but you're working in, let's just say, watermelon patches, or potato farms, or avocado farms. Oh my God, man, just the thought of it. Just the optics of what that's going to look like when it hits the news. Inmates working during the day in the fields that the immigrants no longer can work in. Just think of the optics of that. And the pride of white America to put us through that. Because when they would help us, we don't even accept the fucking help. Or, let's keep it 100 here, because it's been my argument. Places like Detroit and Chicago Okay, white people create this system. It's got benefits for all the city workers. Everybody's getting benefits, 401ks, all this. They're working for the city and everything. And then when it's no longer sustainable, what do? They move out in the suburbs. So now blacks go get those jobs that they left. Blacks have to rebuild the system that they walked away from and learn how to make it profitable again or start something brand new by design. But now they've showed you a playbook of how you can enrich yourself and your children's education and future based off of what's going on in your city and your environment. We haven't figured that out even yet. We haven't. The places like Detroit, just think Detroit had those car, Chevrolet and all those car dealerships. How come, Oprah Winfrey and Michael Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal didn't come together to create their own little cheap automobile, a work car? They could have done the same playbook. What white people's biggest argument is, in this country, they did get rid of slavery, right? But we who are citizens here now, the descendants of slaves, won't look at what they did after that to enrich themselves, buy a home, and provide education for their children. We won't do what they did in our own way in this country. That's what they're mad about. Instead, when our people get rich, the Michael Jordans of the world and the Oprah Winfreys of the world, they will bless African children, but not our own. And don't give me this, Oprah Winfrey gave $1 million to Spelman or $1 million to some of these black HBCUs. Don't even go there, because that's so insulting. It's so insulting when they could do something like create our own African American ghetto mobile or work car or something that would generate, thousands of jobs in every place all over this country and the black cities now, and we could create our own little American way, American dream. That is the American way, right? So what happens is Russians come here and they feed off of what white people did within our economy, right? And they're thriving here. Mexican Americans are thriving here. Germans are thriving here. The Asians are thriving here. Right? We refuse to thrive in this country, to come together as a group and create. We don't even have an African American owned like department store. Like you got Walgreens, Montgomery Wards, J.C. Penney's, all these places. African Americans could have easily started our own. We don't have that. We don't have an African American fast food restaurant, soul food restaurant. We don't have a chain that is like in every state where you're like, oh, every state there's a McDonald's. Every community there's a Wendy's. Every community there's a Taco Bell. How come every community is not a soul food restaurant? It's our people that have money that refuse to create our own national economy. That's African Americans' fault. Are the people that have money. Instead, they will invest in the stock market and marry a white woman. Just keep it 100 here. So it could be seen as being disgusting that we are here and we don't help ourselves, especially when you see Africans come here, of all people. Africans come here and are thriving in the trucking. I know an African came here with nothing. He's got a trucking company with like over 100-something trucks. I'm just saying, right? We Indians are coming here and doing the same. I'm just saying, we African Americans don't want to build this, create something among our own local African American communities. We got from Birmingham to Chicago to Oakland, California, to East St. Louis, Cleveland, Ohio, all these places, majority black. You got Memphis, Tennessee, Atlanta, Georgia, Jacksonville, Florida. We could create our own economy within the United States system of things and thrive. Our people that have money don't want to do it. And don't ask me why. There are websites you can go to and buy. If you put in African American toys, and they'll sell all African Americans toys. Okay, well, I get that. How come we're not putting a local ethnic toy store in every African American community? We willfully don't do these things. That creates jobs in all these communities. We willfully don't do these things. So it's our own fault. And I'm just saying, this up here, um, disparaging words about Trump in his own way, trying to do is an act of kindness. And we're acting like this is a slave master and shit. It's insane, bro. I'm just telling you, if this is how we're going to respond to Trump, when you already know what they want to do to us, and then here he is trying to be kind, and then he does it in a way where it's online for everybody to see, and we're calling him a slave master? You know how mad that man is right now? I'm just saying, do you know how angry he is? I'm just saying, bro, we can't do this the next 4 years or the next 2 years, or we are in deep shit. We'll look up and there'll be more prisons, more jails. It'll be way worse than it is now. They'll come up with debtors' prisons again. There's so many things that they can do to make our lives harsher. We better fucking start accepting some of this kindness. And we need to participate in the American dream. That was my thoughts for the moment. They're quoting scriptures, and if I had more time, I'd go into it. I went on a right-wing, I think it's called altnews.org, something like that. And they are quoting scriptures from the Bible that if you're unprofitable, you should not live or be cast in the outer darkness and shit like that. These scriptures do exist in the Bible now. If they actually start implementing some of this shit that's written in the Bible, we're in grave danger, bro. It means that if you don't have your own 401k, you didn't go buy a house, you didn't do something to better your life, then you're basically a useless eater. That's where they're going with this shit. And when they reach out to try to help us and we're just like calling them slave masters, man, that's fucked up. Matter of fact, as bad as it seems, we need this guy, Richie, what's his name? Dr. Rashad Richie. We need you, brother. But if this is what you're going to act like the next 2 years, I swear to God, I hope you die of a heart attack and your channel disappears. Because this is not the time to insult the very people that are oppressing us when they have some moment of kindness. I want to do something nice today and then show everybody I'm doing something nice, and then you call them a motherfucking slave master. That's a foolish way to respond, and we would be better off without people like you if that's what you're gonna spread this nonsense for everybody that watches your channel to see. Anyway, those are my thoughts for the moment. This is the wrong response to an act of kindness. And those are my thoughts for the day, for the moment.